Hi, third graders. I just realized that I forgot to go back and to do our morning math that we started with. Sorry about that. So here is the video for this. If we have 10 times 63, we it's just thinking about like 1 times 63, which is 63, and then we're going to have 1 0 that we add to the end of it, so it's 630. 72 times something equals to 720. Again, I see that there's 72 here, and so just thinking about the problem we just solved, 72 times 1 is 72, and then I have 1 0 here, so it's 72 times 10. And then we have 320 divided by 10. So I kind of, to make it easier, I actually see it as if I take both those zeros off, then I end up with 32 divided by 1, which would then just give me 32. Do you see how I ended up doing all of the tens to go along with our lesson that we had today to help with Emery and his picnic? So now if we look over at the spider legs, here's our ratio table. So there's 8 spider legs when there's only 1 spider. So how many spider legs are there if there are 2 spiders? Well, that would be just like 8 times 2. So that would be 16. Sorry, I want to change that color there. And then if we had the 32 legs, we had to figure out how many spiders that would be. So 32 divided by 8, or 8 times what is 32? You could also think of it as 16. When you double 16, you get 32. So if you think about that, that sounds like it here. It's the double. So that means that we had to do 8 times 4. What times 8 would give you 40 legs? So how many spiders? And so we just know, I see here 32 plus 8 more gets me 40. So that means I just added 1 more spider to it. So that's going to be 5. And then here we have, if we had 10 spiders, each spider has 8 legs. That gives me 80 legs. 10 times 8. Hide this guy here. And our last one, if we had 100 spiders, which sounds like a nightmare to me. Woo, I hate spiders. But if we had 100 spiders, we would end up doing 8 times 100. So that would be 800 creepy crawly legs coming at us. All right, now for our story problem, we had 3rd graders were having a picnic. 5 students can fit on a blanket. How many blankets will we need so every student can sit down if there were 125 students? Write a division equation to match this problem. Sorry, you can hear my 1-year-old in the background. So we have 5 students on a blanket, and we have 125 students altogether. So my division problem is I have 125 students that I have to divide into groups of 5. So how many blankets will I end up with? To figure this out, I'm kind of going to break 25 into 2 different numbers. I'm going to divide it into 100, and I'm going to divide it into 25. I chose those two numbers because 100 is, I know 5 goes into it because it ends in a 0. So I have 100. And then I know 25 times 5, 5 times 5 is 25. So I know these two numbers, 5, can be divided evenly between them. So how many 5s does it take to get to 125? If you wanted, you could count by 5s until you get to 125. I kind of saw it a little differently, And I saw I needed 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 groups. How do I split 125 5 times? Well, I don't know, this just popped into my mind, but if I had 100 and it had to be into 4 groups, that kind of reminds me of quarters. And then the 25 that's left over is in the 25 of this one right here. So if I did 25s like this, that tells me that, there's 5 groups of 25. So that meant that I would need 25 blankets to fit all the students. So sorry again that I forgot. I always forget if you ask any of the kiddos in my class. I always forget something. So I hope everyone has a great day of learning, and we will talk with you all later.